And welcome back. You know, when we're talking about Langston University, they got a gift from Griffin Communications. They've got the old station, all right? And so a lot of people were talking about that. But this week, a report says Langston is underfunded. I got a couple of questions for you. You know, who does the funding, and can we do anything about it?
Yeah, so what the report said is Langston is a land-grant university, was underfunded compared to Oklahoma State University, which is a land-grant university. Here's how higher ed funding works in the state of Oklahoma. The legislature gives money to the state regents of higher education. They decide how the money is spent among the universities. That's by constitution. We talked about this on the show a few weeks ago, and I've been talking about it for 3 years. The state regents are saying they're going to redo that funding formula, and they're going to actually, instead of having this archaic method that we have now, they're going to focus on jobs of tomorrow and jobs that we need. This is an issue that I trust this Board of Regents. We have a good group. They can look at how do we make this right inside this funding for Langston. On the higher ed, on the legislature, we need to continue to give money to higher ed, focusing on the jobs tomorrow, and we can do some stuff on this Langston issue.
All right, now we'll turn to our higher ed person, Dr. Dunnington. The legislature gives the money that regents have spent it around the different colleges and universities in the state. What do you think needs to be done?
Well, this isn't a small amount of money. It actually came out from the feds that showed that we had underfunded Langston University to a tune of about $419 million over the past 30 years. There was a press release out this week from Dr. George Young and from Representative Jason Lowe talking about the importance of historic black colleges. And we have the only one, I believe, west of the Mississippi in Langston University. It's critically important that we fund all of our colleges appropriately, and it's even more so important that we do in Langston University's case, being a historic black college, giving many of our Oklahomans the opportunity to be the first student that goes to college, the first in their generation. How that helps their family is incredibly important, and we need to make sure to make this wrong right.
Okay, now speaking of doctors, Mr. Dunnington, Oklahoma lost a champion for children, pediatrician, maybe the most high-profile pediatrician in Oklahoma. Dr. Dwight Sublett passed away last week unexpectedly. His fight was about telling the public and policymakers about the real problems we have with healthcare in children and just children in general here in Oklahoma. Your thoughts about him and your thoughts about that topic of kids in Oklahoma?
Yeah, it's just incredibly important that we have young people that go into the profession of medicine, and you look at how now medicine has become so specialized and how a pediatrician is that first person that helps a family to cope with a new child and to deal with all of the sickness, the illnesses that go along with having a child. I love our pediatrician, Dr. Vincent, out of Mercy Hospital. I remember the first time meeting him and just being afraid as a parent, thinking I was going to do something wrong to my child, and how much courage he gave to parents in that position. I just think that's so important in this role as pediatrician. Obviously, it's a huge loss for medicine, a huge loss for the state of Oklahoma.
John, you know Dr. Sublett is one of those people that talked about these things, even sometimes when they were uncomfortable, but we've got a lot of work to do in Oklahoma about the health care of our children and children overall.
We do. Dr. Sublett was a hero in the field, and you know, hearing my colleague friend talk about it, I think of Dr. Kevin Moore, my children's pediatrician, my 3 amazing children, David, Ethan, and Kaylee, and what it was like as a new parent and finding that, and having Dr. Sublett as that voice out there for the healthcare profession, for parents. And I guess here's what I would say. If you're out there and you're in the healthcare profession, thank you. You're a nurse, you're a CMA, you're in the allied health, thank you. You're a physician, rural Oklahoma, Oklahoma City, Tulsa, thank you. We need so much more of you. You have such an incredible job, and we are so thankful for the legacy of Dr. Sublett. And I'm thankful for the people out there in all the health professions carrying on that legacy every day.
And he carried on a great legacy. We're thinking about the family of Dr. Sublett. We wish his family the very best and condolences.